Welcome to Seeking God, where we consider the questions and stories regarding faith. When is enough enough? In the past couple of years, I have considered starting a video series like this. When I began to get serious about it, I looked at different videos on YouTube and other places to consider what I would need to do it. Do I have the equipment that I need? Do I have the time? Do I have the various things that I need in order to make this happen? Oftentimes I would find in those videos that there would be a list of equipment that I would need. I would need to have particular places and spaces. Sometimes the list was quite long and the equipment quite expensive. Sometimes it was expansive, many things to get things accomplished. And at times, as I would watch that, I began to wonder if I could do it. Then I began to run across a video or an article here or there that would say simply, use what you have and just start. I began to think about that in terms of my daily life and the ways in which you and I live our lives. And I began to think about how often I see that we tend to live our lives from one of two base points. We either identify and come from a position of scarcity or from a position of abundance. The videos that I was watching brought up for me generally that I don't have. And it triggered in me the response that I lack much. And that the only way in which I can be anything more or do what it is I believe I need to do, that I have to have more. It triggered in me coming from a position of scarcity. I began to think about what I don't have, not what I do have. It was only when I could begin to look at my life and realize that I have more than enough to be able to do what I need to do to accomplish this project, that I could see clearly that I would be able to do it. In other words, I was shifting from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. I think that this is often true in our lives. Think about it for yourself. Where do you start? When you are faced with a challenge, do you begin by thinking, I can't, or I don't have what I need? When you look at trying to accomplish certain goals, do you look at do you put it aside because you are unable, because you lack whatever it is to do that? Whatever it is you need to accomplish the goals. Or do you look at it and say, well, this is what I have. This is what I bring to the table. Now, how can I use this to move ahead to accomplish what I need to do? I raise this because I think that whichever position we take reflects our relationship with the holy and with the divine. Ultimately, I think that all we seek and what we seek the most is that somehow we are one with the holy. And that God or the divine, however we define it, loves us enough. And if God loves us enough, then we have enough. I've met people who by anyone's standards in our particular society would be considered to be poor, to lack what many of us would consider perhaps even our basic human needs. I've met some of these people who were very thankful and grateful and aware of what they have. And they came out of a position of abundance. That they were aware that they may not have what anyone else has, but they have what they need. And they used what they have to grow deeper in their faith and to live faithfully in the world. So where are you? I must admit that I've often in my life come from a position of scarcity. But as I get older and as I seem to deepen my faith in the holy, I find myself realizing more and more that I have more than what I need, and that I can accomplish and do and live a faithful life with what I have, and that maybe I should share some of that so that others have more. I believe for myself that my faith journey has been one of moving from an awareness of scarcity to an awareness of abundance as I have increased my awareness of the holy. Faith is a journey. Life is a journey. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for joining me in seeking God.